Good afternoon, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine. Be safe and just read the lesson, study the lesson. Okay, and just read it and underline the one words. Okay, ma. Okay. So today we are going to see the interesting topic economics. Okay. So economics we are going to see. The first lesson is production. So production, if you are hearing the name itself, producing some products. Is it no production? Producing some product, producing some products. That is the production. So we are going for the shop, we are buying the soap, we are buying the powder, we are buying the wheat flour, and we are buying the bun, cake, some other items. So we are going to the shop, simply we are paying the money, we are getting the product. So how it is production? What is meant by production? So in this lesson we are going to study to know the meaning of production, to understand the types of production, to know the factors of production, and to understand the characteristics of factors of production. So simply we are going to study about the production. So if you are saying simply, so we all know that sugarcane is cultivated in agricultural fields. Is it no? So this is the primary production. So we are going to the field or we are going to the market, we are paying the money and we are getting the sugarcane. So simply we are taking the raw material from the agricultural field itself. Okay, sugarcane. So that is the primary production. That is the primary thing we are getting from the agricultural fields. So how we are getting the sugar? Okay, how we are getting the sugar? So we are going to take the sugar cane to the sugar factories by using the machine we producing the sugar. So this is the secondary production. So like the sugar industry, many other industries, wheat flour or rice or everything we are getting the flour items, oil. So these are the secondary factors which are generally described as the manufacturing sectors. Okay. So then the third one, sugarcane, everything is produced and everything is packed, everything, sugar. So how we are getting, so there are some service, transport, marketing, commodities, everything, is it no? That is the tertiary sectors. So we are going to see the three sectors in the production. Is it no? So three sectors in the productions. That is, see, first one is production. We are going to see the meaning of production. Production is the process of changing the raw materials into the finished product. Production is the process of changing the raw material into the finished products. For example, they had given factors of production is the input like sugarcane, machinery, labor, etc. and sugar is the output. So other thing we can say at wheat. Wheat is the input and we can get over the bun or bread or from the wheat, and moreover we can get over the wheat flour and whatever thing, rava, maida, everything we are preparing from the wheat itself. Is it no? So process of changing the raw material into the finished product. Production means, production is the process of changing the raw material into finished products. So factors of production is the input like sugarcane, machinery, labor, etc. And what is the output? Sugar is the output. Sugar is the output. So what is the output? Sugar is the output. So I hope you all understand production. Production is nothing but it's the process of changing the raw material into finished product. Okay. So before that I need to say something. So there are two activities in the economy. Is it no? Such as production, consumption. So if we are making the wheat, we need to consumption the wheat by taking over the buri or chapati or some other wheat product. Is it no? So similarly, there are two kinds in economy: producer, consumers. Okay, production, consumption. So in our home, our mother is preparing the idli or some other food. So he is the producer and we are eating. Is it no? This is the consumer. So producer, consumer. Okay. So two kinds of economy is production, consumption. So two kinds of economy is producer, consumer. Understand? Okay. So well-being is made by possible by efficient production and by the interaction between the production and the consumers, producer and the consumers. So there is always a relationship between the producer and the consumer. Okay, so if I am going to produce a product, I am going to be a head of a production company and I am going to prepare a chocolate. Okay, so moreover the children will not favor in the chocolate flavors of milk, is it no? So I am going to prepare a milk with some other choosy or some other non-tasty flavor of chocolate, means whether they will buy that. So suppose if I am making the chocolates in the full flavor of toffee, like the Munch or Kinder Joy, Munch or Kinder Joy, means moreover the children will be very favor of that. Okay, so now the children is very favor of Kinder Joy or Dairy Milk, etc. So if I am making the product, the consumer will be very attractive with my product and they will be consuming it. Okay, so there will be this relationship between the producer and the consumer. What actually the consumer need, that only the producer need to product. Okay, so there are two roles, both of which generate well-being. Consumer can be both customers of the producer and suppliers to the producers. Okay, from the production company, the wholesale market is getting the product and they are selling to the consumer. Okay, so there are two ways which generate, that is the producer and suppliers to the producer. The customer's well-being arises from the commodities when they buy or consume. Okay, the supplier's well-being is related to the income they receive when they sell the commodities and service. So I am going to prepare a small chocolate. Okay, small chocolate. And so for example toffee or some other chocolates, and I am going to give the rate of 50 rupees per chocolate. Whether the consumers will buy? For example, if you are taking the Milky Bar, a small Milky Bar, that is a 5 rupees Milky Bar. So I am going to sell the Milky Bar as a 50 rupees. Whether the consumer will buy? No. Okay, so I need to give in the correct rate. Okay, so it's also related to the income. So in an economy, all are consumers, but all are not producers or sellers. Okay. So meaning of productions, production is the process of combining the various material input and immaterial input in order to make something for the consumption. So I am not able to prepare the wheat flour or bread with only with the wheat. So I need to combine some other product, is it no? Sugar and some other baking soda and some other product, egg, everything. Then only I can able to prepare the bun. Okay, so it's a process of combining the various material input and immaterial input in order to make something for the consumptions. Okay, just it is the act of creating an output, a good or service which has the value and contributes to the utility of individuals. So I mentioned the utility of individuals. What is meant by utility? See here, utility means one satisfying power of a product. Utility means one satisfying power of a product. So if I am going to buy a cloth or some other thing in some other shop, means, so the color I need to have some attractive color. The design I need to have some attractive design. Then only I will be satisfied. So I am going to pay 1000 rupees for a saree or chudi, means if the design and the color is satisfied, then only it will be satisfied for the product, is it no? So utility means one satisfying power of a product. Okay, so production in the economy refers to creation of those goods and service which have some exchange value. It's no, it means the creation of utility. So utility means one satisfying power of a product. So according to the nature of utility, they are classified into the three kinds of utility. One is the form utility, another one is the time utility, and another one is the place utility. So what are the classification of utility? Form utility, time utility, and place utility. So first one is form utility. So it involves the changing raw materials or putting parts together to make more useful. See the picture, they give some example, they given some example. So from the tree, it's a raw material, they are making the wood, and from the wood, they are making the paper. Okay, or tree, or wood, or furniture. Okay, so that is a form utility. If the physical form of a commodity is changed its utility, it may increases. Okay, so only if the tree is tree means it will be the tree. That's all. Okay, so from the tree we are making the some other useful product. So the demand and uses of cotton increases if it is converted into clothes. Otherwise cotton will be cotton. Can you able to understand that? So by seeing the cotton, we are consuming the cotton directly means also cotton. Okay, so we are making the utility, we are converting the cotton into some clothes. So if it is converted into clothes, the utility will be increases. That's all. Okay, so form utility means if the physical form of a commodity is changed, its utility may increases. Okay, so the demand and uses of cotton increases if it is converted into clothes. Can you able to understand that? Okay, so tree means tree. If the tree is converted into wood or paper or furniture, the utility will be increases. Otherwise the tree will be tree only. There is no uses of cutting the tree, is it no? Okay. Okay. Types of utility. Next one is place utility. See here, if the commodity is transported from one places to another, its utility may increases. Okay, so in the Ooty or Kodaikanal, they are consuming so many of the carrot and cabbages and cauliflower. Okay, so if they are not transporting to every places, whether the utility will be increases? No, there will be, they only need to consume everything. Okay, so the remaining things it will be in the waste format. Okay, so the same like that rice. So we are having the rice cultivation, Tanjavur, everything. We are having so many of rice cultivation. So if you are transporting to the rice to Kerala, then that utility will be increases. Can you able to understand that? Okay. So place utility means if a commodity is transported from one places to another, its utility may increases. So Punjab is the first places to make a cultivation of wheat, is it no? Is it no? Then Kashmiri chilli, it's a cultivation made it over in the Kashmir. So if they are consuming, if they are keep it by themselves, whether the utility will be high? No, if they transport it to various other places, then only the utility will be high. Okay, so place utility means if a commodity is transported from one places to another, its utility may increases. Okay, so for example, if rice is transported from one place to another, its utility will be more. Okay, ma. See the picture, place utility. So it involves having a product where customers buy it. Location, location, location. Okay. So example, having produces and veggies at the grocery stores. Okay, so simply in the Kanyakumari districts, we are having so many of the plantations. If we are using only the consumption, whatever thing we are getting from the district means whether we cannot able to satisfy. So our utility will not be high. Our utility will be in a same level, is it no? So the other vegetables from other states, we need to buy it and we need to consume. Okay, then only the need will be high and the utility will be increases. Utility is nothing but the need. Okay, ma. Time utility. See, if the commodity is stored for future usage, its utility may increases. Nowadays, we are having a high utility of onion. Is it no? Is it or not? Okay, onion and wheat. Okay, so if the commodity is stored for the future usage, its utility may increases. Okay, so rice we cannot able to cultivate in all the time, is it no? So while we are cultivating the rices, we can able to the extra things we need to store for the future usage. Then only we can able to consume for the whole year. Okay, so if the commodity is stored for the future usage, its utility may increases. Okay, for example, agricultural commodities which are used by the consumers throughout the year like paddy, wheat, etc. are stored for future usage, utility increases. Okay, ma. So time utility, it involves having a product available at a certain time of year of a convenient time of day. Example, Target is selling the Halloween candy in preparation for October 31st. Okay, it's in the foreign countries. Okay, so we can take out the examples of onion, rice, wheat, etc. So we had seen the type of equality, 3 type of equality. What are they? Form utility, time utility, place utility. So what is meant by utility? Utility means want satisfying power of your product. Okay, so classification of utility, what is meant by form utility? Form utility means it's a physical form of your commodity. While it is changed its utility, it will be increases. It may increases. The need will be increases. Okay, so for example, they had used the cotton. And place utility, if the commodity is transported from one place to another, its utility may increases. Okay, for example, rice. And if the utility, time utility, if the commodity is stored for the future usage, its utility may increases. Okay, for example, paddy, wheat, etc. Okay, ma'am. So next we are going to see the type of production. Type of productions. So there are 3 type of productions. So what are they means? First one is primary production, and second one is secondary production, and another one is tertiary production. Okay, so primary production, secondary production, tertiary production. For example, I am going to say primary production. From the cow we are getting the milk, it's a primary production. From the sea we are getting the fish, it's a primary production. From the field we are getting the agriculture, vegetables, rice, everything, it's a primary production. So whatever thing we are consuming directly, it is called as the primary production. Okay. Secondary production. So from the cow we are getting the milk. So the milk is transformed to the milk powder or milk cova or some other milk product, means it's a secondary production. Okay, so maybe it's a cheese, or maybe it's a curd, or maybe it's a milk powder. Okay, that is the secondary production. So from the primary productions we are transferring the production into a product, mean it's a secondary production. Okay, tertiary production. So from the cow we are getting the milk, that is the primary sector. From the milk we are making some products, it's a secondary sector. That product we need to consume by the consumers. So how it is going to get over by the consumer, how it is going to took over by the customer, that services is called as the tertiary production. Tertiary production. Can you able to understand it? So how we can be able to get by the wholesale marketers? So they will transport it through the lorry or some other thing, and they need to pay the rate in a market, and they need to transform it in a market, wholesale markets. From the wholesale markets we are going to consume it. Is it or not? Okay, types of production. There are 3 types of productions. What are they? Primary production, secondary production, tertiary production. Okay, so from the next class we can see over deeply what is the primary and what is the secondary and what is the tertiary. Okay, so now in this class we can finish over it. Okay, see, just read out what is meant by production, and next week you need to say the example for the farm utility, place utility and the time utility. And another thing, you need to say the example for the types of production: primary production, secondary production and tertiary productions. Okay, so okay, take care. We can see over in the next class. Thank you.